Oh, Andre, I wake up each day. Your laughter lingers in every ray.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Unstoppable, your podcast that reminds you no matter what life takes from you, there's still something powerful waiting to bloom inside you. I'm your host, Dr. Paulette Scott, wife, mother, grandmother, author, and entrepreneur. I'm also a respiratory therapist and a woman who walked through deep loss recently and found a way to keep breathing through it. This space was created for every person who's ever had to start over. For those who rebuild after loss, rediscovering your purpose, or just simply learning to live again. Each week, we'll dig into stories of faith, healing, entrepreneurship, gardening, and growth. And of course, the unstoppable spirit it takes to rise from the soul of pain and turn it into your purpose. Together, we'll learn to breathe again, we'll grow again, and we'll become unstoppable together. Not just because life didn't break us, but because it didn't end us. So take a deep breath, grab your notebooks, and let's get through this journey together. Today's episode, everyone, I am so excited to have a young lady here that is our guest speaker today. She is the powerhouse of wisdom, faith, and purpose. As a U.S. Army veteran and Bronze Star Medal recipient, Tonia has transformed her journey of service into a legacy of leadership and healing. She's the founder of Music is for Me, LC, the creator of AI Sidekicker Starter Kit, and co-author of Soulful Beauty. Her work beautifully merges strategy, systems, and spirit, and today she's here to help us uncover what it truly means to become unstoppable. Welcome, Tonia. I'm so excited to have you with us today. Before we dive right in, everybody, before we get this young lady started, can you start with us? Tonia, welcome in. Can you start by sharing a little bit about your current businesses and what drives your mission right now?
Man, thank you so much for having me, first of all.
Yes.
Oh boy, and then you call me a powerhouse. Oh,
Yes,
I was like,
you
what?
are. You are.
Yes, I was like, I receive it. Okay.
Yes.
So my name is Tonia Stoney. I am from Charleston, South Carolina in the U.S. And I have multiple businesses, but the two that I'm focusing on right now, I have an online piano studio. I've been teaching piano lessons mainly to kids for the past 10 years. And actually, Miss Paulette, yesterday, I just started my adult class. So
Yes, I need to get in that.
yes. So it was fun. I kind of catered it towards people that's like 50 and above, because I've gotten so many calls throughout the years that,
Get us old people.
they always wanted to play or they started and stopped. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give this a shot. So it was good yesterday. It was good. And my second business, I just ventured out into the digital marketing world. That was about a year ago. And I started to create my own product, digital product, which is called AI Starter Kit. It's still in the making. It's almost done, almost ready for launch. But what that does is it helps solopreneurs, music teachers, or anyone in business for themselves, and those that really want a team or need a team but can't afford it. So what I do is I help you set up simple systems, business systems in your business, teaching you how to create content, marketing strategies, and even your life, things that to help you organize your life with AI. So that's what I do.
Wow. That is exciting. And I'm sure
Yeah.
it's a need, right? Do you find that there are many people that could benefit, even just organizing my life? Come on with it, right?
Right. That part. So
That is exciting. I definitely want to dig into that as well. And I've been wanting to get into the music side, and I've always asked you, like, when does this start for old people like me, right? That's so exciting. I'm glad to hear you are going in that direction.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
so, Tanya, when you've built an incredible life from the military service to entrepreneurship, and you're also an author, right? So when you look back and what do you think about planting the earliest seeds of leadership and purpose with you? What caused that?
You know that the earliest planting came from childhood, right? everything starts from your childhood. And I am Generation X. Okay. So kind of that latchkey kid, and it takes a village. So I credit my leadership and everything that's in me to my family, your neighbors, right? And then your teachers. All right. So you have your neighbors, I think everybody got like at least like that one neighbor that's always either in the window peeking out
Yeah, yeah.
or sitting on the porch, right? So when I was growing up, I really couldn't follow the crowd anyways because of that wonderful neighbor, right? You tell my mama.
Yeah.
So, but I cherish those moments. You don't realize how important things are until you get older. And I kind of miss that. It takes a village. So that's what I cater my first planting of the seeds.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. And it
Yeah.
does take a village, right? I mean,
Yeah.
just no one person's responsibility. And I hope that in reality, in our lifetime, that we all can get back to those basics
Yeah.
because it's so needed.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember there was one time I got out of middle school and I was doing something I wasn't supposed to, and just some stranger walked up to me and was like, "You shouldn't be doing that. You're a young lady." So even back then, look, I'm 50 years old now, okay? So those words still stuck with me, and whomever that person was, lady, female, and I'm grateful for her. Don't know her name,
Hmm.
nothing,
Wow.
so but it's the little things too,
Yeah.
so but yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and when you just mentioning that, I can think back. I remember years ago when I called my first career
Mhm.
because I became a nursing assistant, and I just remember a physician, and I'll never forget this physician. He wasn't well liked. He had a personality everybody thought was just kind of a mean personality. But I remember him looking at me one day going, "Why are you doing this? Why aren't you in college? You have so much more to offer." And I think back of that. And then, of course, my husband pushing me to like, You got so much more in you. Get in school, do something more. There's more for you." And so I thank God for that. I thank God for the people that he allowed to use, right? To speak to me,
Exactly.
to move me forward. What about, I just, tell the viewers about a time where, a specific season in your life when you realized you were no longer just surviving, but truly becoming the woman of God that God designed you to be.
God, that's just through life,
Yes, yes,
right?
yes.
A time. Yeah, just I think probably when I was at my darkest, right? When I was at my darkest, and then I knew. I mean, there was a point, and I talk about that in one of the books I co-authored. There was a point in time where I was just like so defeated, right? So defeated, and I told my mom I had just gotten in the military, and darkest time I went in for the reasons, right? Just to try to get out of a bad relationship. Okay. And I was just like, "Mom, I just want to give up." And she spoke into me. She said, "Baby, don't do that. Don't do that." She's like, "Remember whose you are." Right. And she said, "God has you." And she said, "You got people praying for you." So that gave me the push that I needed to get out of that dark place. So yes.
And it's so like our past and the things we've been through in life so molds us, right? And
Hmm.
some of us take it and we allow it to stand in the way from us moving forward. And some of us use it as, "Hey, Lord, we know you gave us this. You brought us to it, so we know you're going to get us through it." And we let that faith continue to move forward in it. And that's something to know. I didn't even know you were ever in a dark space. So it's nice to know that, you understand where I'm at and most other people in this point in time in our lives. So your work blends strategy, systems, and spirit. How has your faith anchored you in moments when business or life didn't go as planned? Mm,
Okay, so first and foremost, faith is the glue, right? That's the
yes.
foundation that keeps everything together. Whether, believe in God, whatever you believe in, right? So when a launch doesn't go right, or when something I had planned doesn't go right, honestly, I used to spaz out. I was real hard on myself. And then I had to realize, you know what? There's a season And sometimes when we have those frictions, that's a blessing in disguise. The frictions or the pause or when we don't want things to go the way we want it to go. A lot of times if we saying we giving it to God, right? And we telling ourselves and we telling everybody else God's in control. So why spaz out, right? Because if God's in control, there's reasons why certain things happen. And sometimes those things that we think hinder us or we think that might be resistance,
Yes.
right, is really divine protection. So once I actually realized that, everything was good.
I felt that one.
Yeah. I don't force things anymore. If I feel like I'm going and I'm keep hitting the wall, I'm trying to get something accomplished, and I keep hitting that wall, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let it go.
Amen.
Let it go.
Amen. That is
Yeah.
awesome. That is good. And then viewers, I hope you guys all caught that and heard that. That is so powerful what she just said. I mean, give it to God. We got to really do that and really let it go, because if we still try to hold on to it, right, Tonia, we're not giving it to him. We're still trying to solve it. And he's just going to let you keep going through what you're going through until you trust him and give it up to him. So my next question for you is, you co-authored a book called Soulful Beauty, which speaks about healing and self-acceptance, correct?
Correct.
What personal transformation did you have to embrace before you could even help others do the same?
I had to embrace not worrying about what other people had to think. So the judgment, I had to learn to let that go. That project, that's what taught me how to be vulnerable, right? So as I stated earlier, I got into actually the digital marketing realm. Once again, I'm Generation X. So social media was not natural for me. I had always heard about how you can use social media to market, right? But for 10 years, I've been in business for myself with the music side. Most of my businesses came from word of mouth, old school, right? So when I got into digital marketing, that's when it's digital marketing, right? Marketing online. So I had to get out there. And one thing I learned was the new currency is connection. And the way you can connect with people is by being vulnerable. So that was my major transformation, because I was never vulnerable, right? Gen X, we were raised, whatever happens in this house stays in this house.
Yes.
Right? Don't tell anybody your business. Okay. But in today's world, being vulnerable, and I had to realize when I share my story, I could be helping someone else.
Yes.
So that was the main thing that I learned in that project.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I like that, because sometimes I know for myself, being guilty, that you worry about what others may think, and that can hinder you too, and so that's powerful to just do what God is directing us to do and don't worry about the rest. Let him worry about it. I guess there we go
Right.
again, letting go and letting God, right? That's what we
That's
do.
it. That's
I
it.
love that. So I got the next question I got for you, and you guys, I'm getting all my questions into her because we need this powerful stuff. You hear me? And it's healing time for me and many of you. So please get your pens and paper and take note. These are powerful wisdoms that you're going to get from this powerful lady. The next one, I'm going to put it under the category of alignment over exhaustion. You often talk about building a business that fits your life, not fights it. I've heard you say that. I heard you advise when I followed you on social media. I listened in to you on your lives. You do really explain to people it's important that they are doing something that's really meant for them. But why do you believe so many women still struggle to find that balance, even when they're gifted and driven?
Society.
Or men, not just women, but
Yeah.
women and men.
Yeah, society. I mean, society has us thinking that it's okay to be on the grind, right? You hustle. You're supposed to just keep working nonstop. And as women, okay, I think we're automatically nurturers, most of us, right? So I think for us it was something my husband said some time ago. He's a wise person too. And he was like, we were talking about something and he made mentions of things aren't the same, right? 2025 is totally different than 1970.
Yes.
Totally different than 1948, right? Women had a special role back then, right? Most of the times it was taking care of the home, being a homemaker. Now we're doing both. So we're struggling in both eras. Females. Women, I mean men, what do men usually do? Men, usually their role is the provider. So they go to work, they come home, and they can leave work at work. Women, we still got the past era, right? The homemaker. So we're still the maker. So if we're in corporate America, or if we have our own business, we wake up early in the morning. If we have kids, you got to wake the kids up, right? You got to cook the breakfast if you're doing that, or prepare their meals for lunch. Okay. Then we go to work, right? Work for 8, 9, 10 hours. We come home. What do we do when we come home?
Dinner got to get done. You got to get them ready for the next day. Got to get everybody in bed, do the homework. Everything just starts all over.
Exactly. So we got both worlds that we're dealing with. So when I struggle with this for a long time, trying to find that balance, right? And I think once we realize what we're actually dealing with, right? And then we have to realize the importance of rest, because society, the gurus that we hear on social media, they always talk about what all it takes, which is constantly working. But we got to allow ourselves time to rest. Rest is part of the strategy. I had to learn that, and I'm practicing that now. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and I just started practicing it.
I was going to say, how well are you doing at it?
That's just starting, okay? Because we have to deprogram ourselves too. When we learn something new and we've been doing it for a long time, it takes practice to get that habit. So I'm trying to learn how to just practice and celebrate the small wins. Celebrate the
Absolutely.
small wins.
And I
okay?
love that too. Every
Yeah.
win, every little celebration ain't little. It's something different you did, and you've accomplished a little more than where you were. So
Exactly.
when you created the AI sidekick, did you create that kit to help women, or was that for women and men or business entrepreneurs? Just what was the purpose behind it?
You know what? It came about by accident.
Okay, that's
You know,
awesome.
I was using it for me, right? So when ChatGPT first came out, that was the big thing. And I realized that if I didn't jump on board, I would be left behind.
Good.
Because whether we like it or not, AI isn't going anywhere. It's not.
Absolutely. It's taken
So
over.
I'm like, okay, how can I use this as a resource, as a business tool? And when I found out and I started taking training and everything and learning how to use it, right? They have jobs now. If you know how to prompt correctly, I just saw on social media a company was paying like $500 per hour to just be proficient in prompting AI. Okay. So when I started to learn how to do that, I designed my own, I call it a sidekick. All right. And now I have many sidekicks to operate to help me streamline my business and even my life, right? Organizing, because I had things all over the place. If you look right now, I'm still in the process of cleaning up my desktop screen because I got just open tabs. Yeah, so I'm taking it piece by piece because I've had everything scattered. Now that I have my sidekick, right? When I started using it, because, not everyone, people are learning how to create content with it. They're learning how to write emails with it. So I decided to try something different. I'm like, well, can you help me organize my life too outside of work? And I started playing with it. And then I started to realize, okay, I'm finishing work before the sun goes down because I just had it planned, through AI. I had it trained to teach me how can I get done these things? What do I need to focus on for this day? So when I realized I was, actually having more time, saving time, having time to spend with my family and actually be present with them, right? Then I'm like, you know what? Somebody else might need this too. So I just started from there. And yeah.
And that's awesome because my question was going to be what inspired you to develop it. Now we know
Yeah.
it was created for you, but you found a need for other people.
Yeah.
And what would you say the biggest transformation you've seen with other people using it? Some of your clients.
I have, because it's in beta testing now, and just to see when they learn how to create content properly, and then to see their work now and how much they've improved, that's the aha moment. That's the rewarding part of it, when you see it working for other people. Yeah.
That's
So
exciting. I'm gonna have to get my hands on that. Okay,
yes,
we're
yes.
gonna get to that before we're done, though. We need to all need to know when and how we can get our hands on it. So that's the next question I want to talk a little bit about. Let's go into the healing power of music.
Mhm.
You're also a musician. This lady got many talents, y'all. I love her. And the founder of Music Is For Me. How does music serve as a healing outlet for you and for those you've worked with?
Music for me, music has always been in me. So when I would hear music, a lot of times when I hear music, that's my intimate session with God, right? And I always tell my students, music is a universal language. Okay. What does that mean? I can have sheet music and a note is the same note. So a middle C is the middle C wherever you go. Okay.
Okay.
So I can have the same sheet music and give it to someone in Japan, right? And they can play it. Don't know any English or anything like that, but music is constant. And a lot of times I teach my students, music is healing because I think it just touched the soul. Okay. It can touch the soul no matter what you're going through. Sometimes if you just hear a good song, sometimes we don't know what we need, right? Until we hear it. And even with music, they have like frequency sounds that is specific for healing. And I just recently found out about that, about 3 or 4 years ago. And I'm like, what? But it's a thing. And I saw one time was on YouTube. It was a gentleman, he was a senior in a nursing home. He hadn't spoken for years. I don't know if you saw this, but he hasn't spoken for years. And I think he was a singer or a musician in the past. And they played one song, and this man, his eyes lit up and he started singing and he had the most beautiful baritone voice. I got the chills watching it. But that one song completely took him out of that state.
Mm.
And even his nurse, she broke down into tears because she said, "This man has not spoken in years." So,
Wow, that's amazing. That's
yeah.
amazing. I don't think I've seen that. Do you know what is that a video you can find on YouTube or something? Just look it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What I'll do is when I find it, I'll share it with you.
Okay.
Then you can,
Okay.
yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
great to see. That's something because
Yeah.
I know that music is definitely just a healing part of the soul. And I always tell people it's a form of art, and all of us look at art in so many different ways, but there are some songs that really, with me, especially in the gospel realm, gives me a sense of peace and power and just, just divine protection. Like it's just hard to explain it. And when it hits your soul, when tears fall and you feel it, right? So,
Mhm.
and sometimes also too, it's the deliverer, the person
Yeah.
delivering the sound, it can make a
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
Just not to get off subject, but I went to see The Wiz last night, and it was the opening night, and a couple of ladies and I went to go see it. Very powerful,
Yes.
very
Yes.
powerful, very
Yes.
powerful singers. And at one point, I stood up out my seat, and my body I was out having an outer body experience because the young lady's voice was very powerful. It was
Yes. Yes.
unbelievable. And I don't
Yeah.
like musicals, FYI. But that changed my entire
Yeah.
feeling, on truly a
Yeah.
musical can give you so much more. And then when listening just to the real message behind it, although the Wiz wasn't the Wiz we've seen on TV, it was taking scenes, but it was also comedy, but it was meant to deliver message of, being strong, believing, having faith. It was powerful.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the cost of just becoming.
Mhm.
Every unstoppable woman has faced moments that tested her faith and her strength. Let's
Mhm.
just admit it. What did becoming cost you, and how do you know it was worth it?
Ooh. Becoming cost me comfort. It cost me approval because I was a people pleaser back in the day. And I think is the life journey too.
Yes.
Um and it also called me my old definition of my old self.
Mm.
And honestly, I'm grateful for that. Something my mom always say, baby, just live, right? Just live. And I hear her say that more and more now, and I get it, right? Because we're going to have those trials and tribulations. Just know to learn from them, and I think you said it earlier, you got to go through it. You
Yes.
go through, but every time, every step you take a lesson from it. And that's what I tell my young people too. Everything you do, whatever you do, take a lesson from it. Learn from it.
That's
Yeah.
powerful. That's
Yeah.
powerful. So for wisdom for women that's
Mhm.
been waiting, for women listening to, there's some out here that they may feel called but unseen. What would you say to her right now in the middle of her waiting season for a woman that's listening who feels called but unseen?
First, I would tell them you are seen, you are heard. Okay. God sees you. God hears you. Sometimes just know that our waiting isn't wasted, right? We may feel that our life is in a pause state, but remember that pause is just a time where you're still growing, right? You're still growing. You're rooted, right? And this is a time where your root is growing, right? It's growing and it's growing, but just keep the faith, okay? Because you will bloom. Don't stop the bloom. Okay. You got to go through the process. Just go through the process. Keep building. Keep believing. Okay. And my motto with Grow with Tonia is keep going and keep growing.
I love that, Tonya. Now let's get into it. I want to start picking apart at everything you do for the listeners out there, because it's not just me, but there are many listeners that are going to hear you and they're going to want to know, okay, not just how to contact you, but let's break down everything right now we can come to you for support with. Because I, being an entrepreneur, okay, need to have that leadership as I move forward. I'm getting in, I may be new getting into the business scene. What is it that you do that you can help me? And then we can get into the music side as far as adult and children, how we can come to you. And then you got to tell me this author and what inspired you to do this. And I want to know about your book. So start wherever you want to start, young lady, because I need to know. Let our listeners know all about you. And you guys, don't worry about connecting with her. Please get a pen, paper, try to write down what she tells us. But I'm also going to have all of her connection information on the website as well, so that you can click her links and get right to her. So you won't lose her, I promise. So go ahead, Tonya, and just tell us. Let's just start with the sidekick, the AI sidekick first, and then, because I want to know, when does that come out? What can I expect? Like, I need it tomorrow, but okay, I'll wait.
Trust me, I've been working on this since the summer. And just like what we just discussed, right? Sometimes we come through the pause. I had a little bit of imposter syndrome kick in, am I good
Absolutely.
enough to do this? Right. But then I had to go back to my own teaching, right?
Yes.
Who are you? Who do you belong to?
Mm.
What's your inheritance? So some days I just have to talk myself to just push through. So it's going to be out November. I'm trying. My date is before Thanksgiving. There it is.
Okay.
And I already put it out into the atmosphere.
Hey, y'all hear that now? And I guess we can keep an eye out on your website. Is that how we're going to be able to know when it's out and ready for us to get access to it? Is it going to be in like an ebook form or a video? How's it?
It's a video form. It's like a mini course.
Okay. Oh, good.
So
Okay.
step by step, bite-sized instructions, just showing you how to build your own teammate. And I also show you how you can actually use it. So yes, and then there's more to come. We might have some live workshops too, showing you how to do different things. So hey, I'm just listen, just be led. That's it.
Amen. Amen. Let go and let God lead you. Just do his will, do his work. He will handle it all.
Yes,
And that's so
ma'am.
exciting you have that, because honestly, like, we're moving. This is where we're at, you guys. This is today's age. If your business is going to survive, if you are going to survive and thrive, you need to get comfortable with AI. You need to understand how to use it, how it can help you. We heard her mention earlier, she found herself not being at her desk at her job her company at night. She was getting home before nighttime caught her, right? So that's huge. That's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the AI Sidekick Starter Kit, correct? That's what
Yes.
we're okay. Let's talk about the music. Now, I know that's something we can get into now, right?
Yes, yes, yes. I teach kids online thanks to when the world had shut down, right? Everybody had to move their businesses online. So I used to teach in person. And when I moved it online, I realized that this works. And I started getting students out of state. So I'm like, wait a minute, online, the sky's the limit, right?
Mm.
So it works. Now, I did have to adjust a little bit online, so I start at age 8 for kids, only just because of the attention span. And I teach in a different way. I don't teach traditionally. I don't do the one-on-ones. I do it on for certain exceptions, but I primarily teach group lessons. And I realize the importance of peer-to-peer lessons, especially with kids. So they get to communicate. I mean, it's to a point now when if one kid doesn't show up, they're like, "Where's such and such?" So they actually they build camaraderie as well. And they encourage each other. So I have a blast when I'm teaching kids. I turn into a kid myself, and I tell people, I'm like, even when I do have consultations, they get a free trial lesson. I tell the parents, I'm like, look, just hold off for a sec. I'm gonna put all my attention to the kiddo, and I'll answer all of your questions later. So,
Yes.
and I believe in doing that because the youth is our future, right?
Yes.
My philosophy is to let them know it's not a difficult thing. Piano's not hard. Piano is the foundation of music. I thoroughly believe that. And once they realize that it can be fun, right? I get them to that point so they can develop the passion for it. And once they develop the passion for it, then I'm like, okay, if you want to take it a step further and get more serious with it, it's on.
That's great.
So
Can I ask you, what's the biggest difference from learning the keyboard versus a piano? Because can a parent have a keyboard to start out with teaching their children?
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
Or
Honestly,
themselves.
a lot of people are moving away from the acoustic piano that's behind me, the traditional, I call it traditional, but it's an acoustic piano. A lot of people are moving away because I remember I had a consultation once when I was in person, because I was teaching group lessons then too. And each digital piano keyboard that has its own headphones. So some of the parents, they didn't realize because they had, the regular wall pianos at home, and they were like, wait a minute, that thing takes headphones, so I don't have to hear all the time. And his mom, she's like, I'm getting one of these today as soon as I leave. So the digital pianos, it's I recommend it.
Digital piano.
Yeah, digital, or you can call it keyboard. It's still kind of the same thing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, but it's not an app. A digital piano isn't an app. It's the actual physical equipment.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
keyboard.
Okay.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
daughter will be happy to hear that. And then what's the environment like as far as how many days a week is classes, as far as adults, children? How does that work?
It's once a week.
Okay.
The group, I call it individual group lessons. So that's
Okay.
like an hour long once a week.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And it's the same for adults too.
Okay. All right. And you don't have to have any prior knowledge, or should you have some kind of knowledge about the keys?
No, I got you.
You got us. I'm so excited.
Absolute beginners.
So I'm excited. I do want to
Yeah.
start and learn how to do that. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to working with you on that.
Yes, ma'am, I got you.
That's awesome. What if
Mhm.
somebody wants to just learn how to get into this digital space? Do you help? Do you support? Are you a mentor or anything? Do you have businesses you can help them get started with? You do. You have
Yes, ma'am.
programs that people can come in with.
Yes,
I don't
ma'am.
know
Yes,
about
ma'am.
y'all, but if y'all ain't looking at getting you some sidekick with some business, you in trouble, because the world is going to go here, and we got to
Yes.
get comfortable with knowing that. I truly believe, already looking at Amazon being reported that's going to be replaced as 1,000 jobs over the next year. I do believe we need to start taking it serious about things we can start doing to create an income between ourselves, correct?
Yes.
I mean, and how we can be more dependent, because that's a lot of jobs. That's going to be a lot of people in need. And so I hope people are thinking about a future and starting to lay the foundation to invest themselves into something that they can get help with you, correct, Tonia? And what's the website we can find you at?
www.growwithtanya.
Look at that shirt on her. Grow with Tonia. I love it. I love it. You guys got that? It's www.growwithtanya.com for all my listeners. And of course, those of you who are on YouTube and you're watching our video, you got her website. So this is great, Tonia. We are so glad you came in today. Anything else you need to share with us, like your social media platforms where we can find you at, Tonia?
I'm on Threads.
Okay.
I fell in love with Threads. Okay. I did the IG and the other ones, and when I got on Threads, I'm like, oh, I am loving this vibe. So, so I'm learning, because I think me and you, we met on TikTok. Right?
Yeah.
We met on TikTok. So I'm still on there sometimes, but I got tired with the algorithms. I'm just, but that's a whole nother story, right?
Yes.
On Threads as Grow with Tonia. YouTube, I'm starting to grow that channel. That's Tonia Stoney. Okay, at Tonia Stoney. So, and it's Tonia. And yeah, I'm just focusing on those two right now.
Okay.
Right? Just those two. Because I want to really dive in. I tried doing all of the platforms at one time before.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I'm like, it's
a lot. You got to hire somebody to just handle it all if you really want it to be consistent, right? Because it's a lot to do every day. And you have multiple businesses like myself, so it's almost impossible to try to do it all and then take care of your clients' tails, because of course our clients got to always come first, just to get them up and going for their success to happen. Yep. So Tonia, thank you so much. It was so amazing to have you here as our guest. Any final words you'd like to share to the listeners and the viewers out there today?
Just know that last question, right? That really, the heart. You are seen, you are felt, you are heard. And just keep going, keep growing. That's it.
Thank you so much, Tonia. And everyone, again, if you do want to find Miss Tonia, I will make sure that I link all of her links on our website. Find our website will be finally fully open by November 1. So you'll be able to click on her link, get all of her connections and her information. And I'll also list her information at the bottom of this video so that you can have access to it as well, okay? You will have her website link. And again, Tonia, we thank you so much. What an amazing lady you are. I'm so glad. Honored you graced our space today, and you make me feel unstoppable. All right. So everybody, thank you for listening again. We'll see you guys next week. And again, remember that no matter what you do, where you're going, no matter what role you find yourself on, you got to learn that God has given us everything to be who we're meant to be. You've just got to, in your heart, know you are unstoppable. So until next week, remember, stay prayed up on purpose. Have a blessed day. If you were empowered by today's episode of Unstoppable, please become a subscriber on our YouTube channel and also click the notification button. That way you are notified the next podcast drops. Also, please visit us on our website at www.unstoppablewithdrpaulescott.com. On our website, you will see upcoming guest speakers. Remember, you can also catch our audio form on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, and all the other major audio platforms. Thank you for joining Unstoppable with Dr. Paulette Scott. Until next time, stay blessed and stay prayed up on purpose.
I search for your smile in shadows and light, but the emptiness whispers